So is it true you lived in a castle and had a dragon?
Yeah, somewhat. Definitely at boarding school anyway. It looked a lot like Hogwarts and stuff. So I was living there for 3 years, 4 years of my life at boarding school. But I do miss Scotland a little bit though.
When was the last time you were back?
4 years. So I haven't seen any of my extended family for a long time. But it's because I didn't get stipends at my school I came from. So every summer I worked on a farm or worked for some company to make extra money for through the semester. So I never got home.
Are your folks in the States then still? Or?
Yeah, my dad's still in the Royal Air Force, so he's stationed in Maryland too. So I just came from Maryland to come to rookie camp.
Is it true you busted 4 balls?
Yes, sir.
Just because you kick them so hard? Or?
Maybe, or unless it was kind of cold. I practice quite a lot of time in the morning. I try to get all the conditions. So, earlier this year in Arkansas, it's like 16 degrees outside. So I wake up at 5 in the morning, go and practice. And I just bought these NFL balls, so they're like $100 a piece. And I went out 2 days later. I was kicking them, and I could hear the air coming out of them. 3 out of the 4. I was like, oh man. So I treated the last one with a lot of care. So until the Browns sent me some footballs, which was awesome.
So when was it? You said earlier this.
That I popped the footballs. Yeah, it was in like the January time. So I'm guessing maybe it was just cold and I'm kicking them as hard as I do. But I haven't popped one yet. But you never know. Might pop another one.
So did you know you were going to end up here, or how did that? When did they send you those balls? The Browns send you those balls?
That was after my private workout with Mr. Prefer. No, sorry, before my private workout. So about a week before that, because he had called me and I said I only have one football. So he's like, well, we might need more than that for a private workout. So yeah, that's when I got them.
And that was when?
So about a month ago. And I still got them at my house, which is really nice. So I get to practice with them when I go home.
How much, I know it's been years now since you've been doing it, but that transition from going to rugby to, American style punting, like, how difficult was that? And do you feel like you've made that complete transition already?
I would say so. It wasn't too hard, There's not much difference just with being more stationary. It was nice that with my old special teams coach, we were able to have like a rugby style punt just to keep the punt return team on their feet. But I've always preferred doing the natural American style punt with just a little bit of a rugby flair to it. But I do miss rugby, but I played a couple of times during college as well. So it's still in my back pocket.
Which sport is tougher, rugby or American football?
I don't want to step on anyone's toes here. So I don't know. They're both very, very hard sport, especially because in football you've got the helmet on your head and the shoulder pads, and you guys are flying into each other really fast, whereas in rugby you don't have any of that equipment on you, so you're much more cautious when going into a tackle. So even though you can still hit people very hard, it's just different. But I don't know. I think I'm going to say football's harder just because of the position I'm in right now.
Can you give us a quick history of how you ended up playing American football?
So I was back in Leonardtown in Maryland, and I was playing soccer and rugby at the time. And then I showed up to a football game, and I watched a kicker. He didn't make the extra point, like it hit the back of the offensive lineman and stuff. And I went up to the coach after the game, and I said, rugby playing background, I've been able to do a torpedo punt since I was 8 years old. I could do all 3 for you if you wanted. And we went out the next day. He literally told me, okay, make the ball spiral. So I made it spiral, make it do that. So I made it do that, just joking around. And then I kicked a long field goal in front of him. And then he just said, all right, you're on the team. So I played 5 games of high school football, 2 all-star games. That coach was the one that gave me the nickname the Scottish Hammer, which makes it quite funny. And then after that, I accepted a scholarship to Bowie State, but I didn't sign the papers, so I was technically still open. And then I got offered a full scholarship through Facebook to Arkansas Pine Bluff about 3 weeks before training camp. And I didn't care where I was going. He said D1 full scholarship, so I'm right there. Free weight room, free balls to kick, free food. I'm happy. So that's kind of how it went.
And the scholarship was offered sight unseen, or did they just see some of your tapes or something? Or?
Yeah, it was at my buddy Trent Hall. He was working at the gym, and he happened to be going through Facebook, and on his timeline it popped up saying that the Arkansas Pine Bluffs kicker decommitted. I goes, okay, just put in my huddle details, like the web address, and they called me that night. And I was out with some of my friends just hanging out, and they get this phone call, 870 number, Arkansas. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'd never heard of the state of Arkansas in my life before they called. So I answered it. They said, it's University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. We offer you a full scholarship. I said, cool, what division? D1? All right, I accept it. And he was like, that's it? I was like, yeah. When did I show up? And I showed up like a couple of days later, signed the papers, and that was definitely a culture shock. But I didn't care about that. I get to play football.
Did you get out a map to see where Arkansas was?
I did on the plane. So I pulled up the map and I saw Pine Bluff, and I was like, oh, this looks like a decent place.
And where were you living at that time?
Maryland.
Okay.
Pine Bluff's got kind of a Scottish tinge to it, doesn't it? Right?
Maybe if I was there for a few years, that was about it.
Did some Arkansas rub off on you though?
Maybe the southern food that they eat. I quite liked it. You know, they seem to claim country fried steak and stuff like that in the cafeteria, but I enjoyed it though. I wouldn't be standing here right now in front of you guys if it wasn't for my coach at high school doing his thing for me, and then that school giving the opportunity I can. So that's all it meant to me.
So how old were you when you moved to the United States?
I was 16, almost 17.
And what
So
part of Scotland are you from?
I'm from the Highlands of Scotland, so around Inverness kind of area. So it's quite cold up there.
And what does your dad do in the service?
My dad's he works in anti-submarine warfare, and so he's on P3s and P8s as a navigator right now, and so he's loving it out here in the States. And it's actually quite cool because it's the same as what Mr. Prefer did when he was in the Navy. So we already had a lot of conversation, you know, when we met up for our private workout.
So you said you're more of the traditional NFL style punter.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen the college game; they've really adopted the rugby style kicks and stuff. Could you envision that happening more in the NFL? Do you think if there's success with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a really great way to keep the punt return team on the toes. I don't know how they would implement that with the pro style punt scheme that they do, because in college, you know, you got the flat line and the three guys at the back. But we had a lot of success with it because when I'm running with the ball, it allowed our gunners to get downfield, and I could put it wherever. You know, I could spiral kick it, end over end kick it, left, right, middle. You know, just pop my head up and see where the return man is and just send it across the field. So it was good, but whatever Coach Prefer and wants from me to do here is what I got to do. So
when you were kicking field goals, what's the longest one you made?
I made a 52, so I got the school record at Arkansas now. So I went 20 for 29 last year, which, you know, it's not great, but still I think I could be a good backup if something was to happen, just kick a couple in the net and go out and try and kick one over the post.
Britton Colquitt's here, and he's a long-time NFL punter. Are you looking forward to learning from him and competing with him?
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait, because that's the first thing. I did a lot of research on him before I came here. Watched a lot of his film and stuff, and he's just such a great punter, so great with his technique and his fundamentals. And with him going into his 10th year, what a better opportunity than to learn from someone like that. So hopefully he accepts me and we can get to work together and accept that we're going to be competing for the spot, but I'm also trying to learn as well.
Did you get calls from other NFL teams?
Yes, sir.
And how many?
I got 20 teams call over after my pro day.
Why did you choose?
It was Mr. Prefer, and then Mr. Dorsey's from where I'm from as well, so it was pretty cool. We had some conversations.
I saw an interview. Somebody challenged you to kick a ball over an arch in London or something.
Yeah.
Is there any significance to that? Or?
I think it's just something that's pretty tall in London, so just next time I go to London, I'll bring my cleats just in case. Yeah, might as well.
Now, how many private workouts did you have?
I had 2, so it was a joint one with Mr. Prefer and the 49ers, and it was a really good day. I had the football team supporting in one corner, the baseball team. Had 2 middle schoolers that are good friends of mine through parents that shagged the balls for me, and we had all the staff and stuff out there supporting me. So, like I said, the school I came from had my back the whole way through it, you know, and I was a captain of the team as well, so they all wanted to be out there to support me, and I just had a really fun day. I wasn't nervous. I was just focused and having a good time with both the coaches.
Did you try to return those balls that were losing air or whatever?
Yeah, I did. I tried to, because I called the Wilson, you know, and stuff, and I was like, I just popped 3 of your balls. What do I do? And they were like, return it. And I tried to return it. I didn't get anything back from them, so I kind of just
The balls and you didn't get your money.
right.
And then the Browns sent you a few, you said.
Yeah, they sent me 6, and so did the 49ers. So it was like Christmas. I had 12 footballs, most footballs I've ever had.
Did you have somebody catching for you, retrieving with you, or were you
Yeah.
on your own? Or?
So one of my really close friends, Keyshawn Williams, he's a running back for us. We lived together in Pine Bluff, so we worked out together every day. So I'd lift with him in the morning, and I'd help him like throwing routes and stuff for him, and then he would catch my punts at the end of the day after work and stuff. So I worked daycare in the summer and on the farm in the weekend. So we'll just work out in the morning, go to work, and then we'll just grind afterwards. So
So did you hop any of those 12, 6
I didn't. Oh, it would be funny if I did, but I want to keep them,
Did you say daycare
Yeah.
for kids, you mean? Or?
Yeah, just a
Oh,
little
that's
daycare.
cool.
Yeah, just give back to the community and stuff. So,
Did you have an expectation to get drafted, or did this
Not
kind
at
of
all.
go? Okay.
no, I mean, I
Free
came.
agent, you
Yeah.
expected?
Well, I didn't even expect a free agent. I don't expect anything where I'm at right now. When I was coming through, I understand 2 months ago, no one even knew my name. But I have the best representation in America with ISA Sports, Bardia, and Steve. And it was really weird how we got together, but we did. They liked my film, and then he was whispering in everybody's ear about me. I went to the Gary's Honor kicking combine. Great exposure there. I won the whole thing out of all the other guys that we were going up against, and then people were starting to hear about me more. And then I broke the record at Pro Day for the vert, and had a fun time with all the scouts there. And then that's when I was getting the phone calls and stuff.
So what did you study at school if you didn't think you would be a pro punter?
I studied physical education with some kinesiology because I love the weight room. I love working out and getting my body better, and helping other people out. So my goal was to become a strength and conditioning coach and play professional rugby.